Medieval Misadventures, Episode 25, Christmas Miracles. It was the night before Christmas Eve, and Thomas, Sidney, some of the narrow gauge engines, and some trucks were sleeping at the wharf. It was just a dream. Bobby. Psst. Bobby. 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 Ow, what the? Zella, what was that for? I need to talk to you. What's so important that you have to wake me up at 3 a.m.? I don't think it can wait till morning. What? Bobby, have you ever had bad dreams that you're worried might come true? Sometimes, yeah. Well, I just had one of those dreams. What was it about? Well, to make it short, it's about villains teaming up again, though this time there are some villains that we may not actually expect. Oh, really? Yes, and I feel that even though it's a dream, we ought to try to prevent it from happening. But really? How? Well, if we don't want villains teaming up with other villains, then we need to get some villains on our side. How are we gonna do that? Well, we could invite villains over to our Christmas party tomorrow. What makes you think they'll want to go to a Christmas party? Well, this year's Christmas party is going to be an extra special celebration, and well, if we invite them, it might make them happy, and well, maybe they'll change sides if we're nice to them. I have my doubts, to be honest, but it's worth a shot. That's what I like to hear, and we'll get John and Oliver to help us too. In the morning, we'll set off and look for villains that we can invite to the party. Well, the only kind of villains that are still here in the Kingdom of Sodor are all the trucks. All the engine villains are elsewhere. Maybe we can get Tiffany to locate the engine villains for us and we can find them and invite them to the party. Sounds like a plan. Once the sun rose, Zella and Bobby explained their plan to Tiffany, John, and Oliver, who agreed to help. We should probably make sure we tell anyone else we see about this plan, said John, just so they'll be able to know to expect villains coming to the party. Yeah, that's a good idea, said Bobby. We don't want villains coming up to the party and no one else knowing about it, and they think they're trying to crash the party and ruin it or something. Yeah, that's a good idea there, said Zella. Alright, Tiffany, you take John and Oliver and try to find ancient villains that are outside the kingdom. Alright then, follow me, boys. And as for us, Bobby, we'll go talk to the Sodor truck villains and other truck villains from other places that are here in the kingdom. Morning, boys. I gotta tell you all something before you all get to work. Can't see any villains from up in the air. What's this about villains? asked Derek as he pulled up. Oh, hi Derek, said John. We're looking for ancient villains outside the kingdom. Why? Well, you see, that sounds like a great plan. I agree. Well, my daughter is pretty smart. I wouldn't be surprised if this plan is a success. We'll help out too with inviting villains to the Christmas party, said Derek. And actually, now that I think of it, I saw Bowler sleeping in a mine tunnel down the line. So, you may want to invite him if you can. I did see a mine tunnel, said Tiffany. Come on, boys, I'll lead you to it. Well, here's the mine tunnel. And Derek said that Bowler was sleeping inside it. Who says I was sleeping in this tunnel? What? What are you guys doing here? We want to invite you to our Christmas party at the Steamworks tonight. And no, we're not joking. I don't know. You should ask Spancan. I'll only go if he decides he wants to go. Well, where is he? There he is. Oh no, not you guys. Whoa, hey, easy buddy. We just want to invite you to our Christmas party. Christmas party? Yeah. But why? We want to do something nice for you this year. We want you to have a good time. Have a nice Christmas. Celebrate with us. Yeah. Spancan says he'll come to the party. Okay then I'll join you guys too, said Bowler. Ah, Dustin, Roxanne, Percy, and Nicholas. What's up, Derek? asked Percy. If any of you guys see some troublesome trucks, can you tell them this? Seriously? said Dustin. Yes, this is all part of Zella's plan, said Derek. I've only known Zella a short time, but I trust her, so we'll make sure we talk to any trucks we see. We sure will. Right, Nicholas? Right. Excellent. This is going super well. Will you guys attend? Ho, we'll be happy to come. I mean, we'll be happy to come. What do you say, Pluto? I'd love to come. Alright then, we're in. Wonderful. So how about it, you guys? You want to come to our Christmas party? Well, if you're being nice enough to invite us, then I guess we can't pass. So, yeah, we'll come. That's good to hear. What about me? Surely you wouldn't just go and not invite your dad. What? 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 I don't think so, Dad. Oh, come on. You're inviting those guys, but not a member of your family? As if you're even a member of our family anymore. You ditched my mother, and me, and Bobby. Well, I couldn't help it. I had to do it after what your mother did to my friend. Well, you might as well get comfortable, because you're gonna be staying there the whole night while the rest of us are celebrating at the Steamworks. You're not being invited, Dad. Fine. Who here knew about the dad thing? I always thought when I first saw Zella that she kind of looked like Scruffy, and I wondered if they were connected somehow. As Zella stormed away down the line, she passed Thomas. Hey Zella, guess what? I'm gonna be pulling the holiday special to the Steamworks. That's nice, Thomas. Really happy for you. Zella was so cross that she had forgotten to tell Thomas about the villains that were being invited to the party. That evening, everyone was gathering at the Steamworks for the party. Hello, Tiffany, said Victor. Any more guests showing up? Just a few more, said Tiffany. Here, we have Raphael and the 5 red and yellow diesel shunters. Welcome to the party, said Victor to the diesels. Let's see, we're just waiting on Thomas and Spankin, I believe. Thomas is collecting the holiday special, said Rosie. And Spankin should be here soon, said Fungus. Thomas had collected the holiday special and was making his way to the Steamworks. It had begun snowing, so Thomas had his snowplow on. As he passed by an oil depot, he saw Spankin traveling down the line just ahead of him. It's Spankin, said Thomas. What's he doing here? Thomas didn't want to travel behind Spankin, so he decided to go down the other track at the junction. But Thomas had never been down this track before. Thomas was heading for trouble. Thomas made his way down the old track, but up ahead at a corner that was near the edge of a cliff, the track was broken, but Thomas couldn't see this because the track was covered in snow. Thomas made his way over the switch and onto the broken track. As Thomas pushed the snow aside, he suddenly felt his wheels coming off the track. Whoa, whoa, cried Thomas. And before Thomas knew it, he was off the rails and dangling over the edge of the cliff. Cinders and ashes, he cried. Back at the junction, Spankin had realized that he was low on diesel fuel, so he reversed back to the oil depot to refill. He quickly refilled and began heading to the Steamworks again, but before he could clear the junction, he heard something down the old line. Help! Help! I recognize that voice anywhere. That's Thomas. He must be in trouble. I better get help at the Steamworks, and Spankin rushed away. At the Steamworks, everyone else was waiting for the party to begin, but there were still a few more guests that needed to show up. Bowler rolled into the Steamworks along with Ricky and some of the soda trucks. Well, looks like the soda trucks made it here, said Zella to Bobby. Well, where's Scruffy? Asked Bobby. Fred and Rickety don't usually go anywhere without Scruffy. Well, I did see him, said Zella, but I refused to invite him. Zella, said Bobby, if you want this plan to work, you need to give everyone a chance. You need to go find him and invite him to the party right away. Just then, Spancan raced into the steamworks. "Everyone," he shouted, "there's an emergency." "An emergency? What is it?" said the ULP fan. "Thomas has come off the rails when he was going down an old line, and he's stuck by the edge of a cliff," said Spancan. "Oh no," said Duncan. "Why didn't you help him?" asked Fred. "Well, that track is too old to hold a big diesel like me," said Spancan. "A smaller engine will have to go rescue him." "Where's this old track that Thomas took?" asked Dodge. "It's at a junction near Marion Station," said Spancan. "Dodge and I can go with the breakdown train," said Splatter. "But, well, I don't think we know that line very well." "I think I know which line you're talking about," said Zilla. "That line is usually a runaway track for in case Scruffy ever breaks away with trains on the hill before Marion Station. He would know that line better than anyone. You need to find him and get him to guide you down that track." "Right, we're on it," said Dodge. And the two diesels collected the breakdown train and hurried away to find Scruffy. Scruffy was sitting in a siding in the yard when Splatter and Dodge raced up. "Scruffy," shouted Splatter, "we need your help with something." "Oh, really? And what would that be?" asked Scruffy. "Thomas has come off the rails on your old runaway track near Marion Station," said Dodge. "You know that line better than anyone. We need you to help guide us down that track so we can rescue him." Scruffy thought for a moment. Normally I couldn't be bothered to help an engine in general, and of all days on Christmas. But Thomas deserves to be rescued, said Scruffy. Last Christmas, he and Fred went out of their way to go to the steamworks and then to the coaling plant during a snowstorm to bring me a new chassis. It's about time I did something in return for Thomas. Couple me up to the crane and let's get going. Excellent, said Splatter, and the two diesels coupled up to Scruffy and hurried away. Thomas was still dangling by the edge of the cliff when he heard some voices. "Turn here," came Scruffy's voice. Thomas then saw Splatter, Dodge, and Scruffy approaching. "There's his brake van," said Splatter. Splatter uncoupled from Dodge and carefully coupled to the back of Thomas's train, while Dodge moved on to the other track with the breakdown crane. The breakdown crane carefully moved Thomas and the first two cars away from the edge of the cliff. Splatter then pulled Thomas to safety. "Don't worry, Thomas, you're safe now," said Dodge. Thomas was still a bit shaky from his near accident. "Oh, thank you guys," he finally said. "Let's get you to the steamworks," said Splatter. Back at the steamworks, everyone was waiting nervously for Thomas, Splatter, and Dodge. At last, Thomas puffed in with the holiday train, and everyone cheered as he puffed in, safe and sound. Splatter and Dodge then followed, with the breakdown crane and Scruffy. Kevin unloaded the cargo from the train, and Thomas had his snowplow removed. "We're glad you're safe, Thomas," said Melissa. "But why did you go down that old track near Marion Station?" "Because I saw Spancan on the line ahead of me, and I wanted to avoid him," said Thomas. "Why is he back on Sodor? In fact, why are all these other bad trucks and bad diesels here at the steamworks?" "I can explain," said Zella as she pulled out the shed. "You see, I had decided that we should invite some bad diesels and trucks over to the party just to be nice to them, and well, I have to be completely honest here, hope that they would decide to change their ways if we invited them. So how come I was never told about that? Asked Thomas. Well, that was my fault, said Zella. I could have told you earlier when I passed you, but I was too mad after a conversation I had had with my dad, aka Scruffy. Everyone gasped. Yes, that's right. Scruffy is my father, or at least he used to be, said Zella. But Scruffy, I'm sorry for not inviting you at first. I thank you for agreeing to help out Thomas. And well, I hope you'll decide to stick around here at the party. Because well, after your good Christmas deed, I want to invite you now. Well, in that case, let's get this party started, said Scruffy. Everyone smiled and the party began. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to one and all, said Zella happily. And everyone at the Steamworks happily celebrated Christmas together. Look at this, said Boppy. All of us heroes and villains celebrating Christmas together. It's a Christmas miracle, said Zella.